From the headlines that move us
to the plays on the field and the people making a difference.
It's news, sports, and stories that keep our community strong.
This is the Heartbeat of Tampa Bay.
I'm Christopher Ingram.
And I'm Sarina Fazan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Sarina, we have a big announcement. We teased last week.
Major announcement.
Big announcement. Mm-hmm. We are proud to announce here at the Heartbeat of Tampa Bay that Mrs. Amber Uhler, Mrs. Universe, is going to be our entertainment correspondent for all things Tampa Bay. Welcome, Amber.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my
excited
gosh,
to have you.
It started out as just one appearance, coming on
guest,
the show,
and
then a guest host, and now we're here. I'm going to be the entertainment correspondent, and we'll be doing Pulse Check on Tampa Bay.
All right, and things going around all around the community. That's awesome.
Yes, I'm excited.
Whoa, we're
so
excited to have you.
we are so excited to have you. And for, of course, as you shared, you were a guest on the show. You filled in, but for people who are just getting to know you, just share about you. I mean, 2026, Mrs. Universe.
I think the most interesting thing about me is probably, what people find the most interesting is that in 2021, I weighed almost 300 pounds. I was morbidly obese, pre-diabetic, and as my doctor put it, on a dangerous path to an early grave. So for my New Year's resolution, I wrote down that I'm gonna lose weight and I'm gonna compete in a beauty pageant, both together, and I meant it. And when I put my mind to something, I do it. So I meant that year, I meant in 2021, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds, I'm gonna compete in a beauty pageant. I started watching pageant tape like Tom Brady level. I started making spreadsheets like what dress color won, why did the girl I think should win, didn't. I got really analytical on it. And I quickly realized it was going to take me a little more time than 1 year. So it ended up taking me about 4 years.
And you lost how much weight?
170 pounds. Wow.
You go,
That's
girl,
like a whole
though.
person.
I mean, it's my husband.
Right?
He gets mad. He's like, I'm 183. But I literally was like carrying him around like for years and years. And people think like, oh, was it baby weight? No, my children were like 5 and older. So that excuse had sailed. And I just really needed to get my life in order. A doctor's, I just went for an ordinary annual routine visit and she hit me with, you're gonna die.
Gosh.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I remember I got in the car and I was like holding the steering wheel crying and I'm like, I'm never coming here ever again. And so I was a big goal. I never said I'm going to lose 170 pounds. I said I'm going to lose 20. And then when I lost the 20, I said I'm going to lose 10 more. I'm going to lose 10 more. I'm going to lose 10 more. So small incremental goals. But then I had the larger goal of pageantry because I was like, if I'm going to climb Mount Everest, there has to be some like light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Because just losing that much weight with no goal wasn't like sustainable for me. And so I competed in Mrs. Florida in 2024 and I won.
Congratulations. It was awesome.
Well, who was a judge?
I was one of the judges.
Oh, you were one of the judges?
I was
She
one of the
judged!
judges.
Oh, you never told me that before.
I was one of the judges.
No way.
But
There were 5 judges, but I found out I won unanimously.
You did win unanimously, and I have to say, I mean, now we can talk about it now, right? There were 2 stories that really got to all of us, and I mean, all of the stories were incredible, but it was really what really made the difference was when you were on stage and sharing and you just felt so immersed into what you were saying, and I think
she's very real.
Yes, very real.
I think I said this is a Cinderella story for me. I went from a size 24 to the top 5 at Mrs. Florida.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then everybody started clapping, and like I wasn't done.
Right? You're like,
I had like a lot more to say, but I was like, I guess that's it. Like, I guess
it was like 10. Okay, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Because I'm extremely impressed that you
you.
did what you did. Now, a lot of people go from having your kind of figure to being heavy later in life. It's not often that you see, I don't think, at least to the level that you went from being over 300 pounds to being Mrs. Universe. How has the way people treated you changed?
My favorite story is, I have 2 funny stories. My favorite one is, I went to the playground after I'd lost the weight. I'd probably lost about 150 pounds by then. And I saw my daughter's pre-K3 teacher. My daughter was maybe in 2nd grade now. And so we hadn't seen her in several years, 3 or 4 years. And I saw her and I know she's a teacher and I'm like, oh, aren't you tired of watching kids? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, like usually she's so nice and friendly. So I just like went and sat on the bench on like the other side of the playground and was like, maybe she's having an off day.
Do you think that she didn't recognize you?
Well, so then my husband walked up with two of the other kids because he's a flag football coach and he was taking the other kids to flag football, and she saw him like give me a kiss, and then she kind of like goes, oh, are you his new wife? And I'm like,
It's me. Hello.
I'm in here. I was like, no. I was like, I think I'm the only one. I don't think he's been married to anyone else before. And she was like, Amber?
But it's transformational.
And I was like, yes, it's me. Like, and so that was one story. And the other story was I was at the grocery store, and I saw our neighbors. They had lived across the street from us for a year or two, and they moved to the other side of the neighborhood. So they stayed in the same area.
But they didn't see you.
For some reason, my neighborhood is so bizarre. People move within the neighborhood. They love this neighborhood. They won't leave, and they just like keep playing this like chess game of upgrading houses. So they moved to the other side of the neighborhood, and I hadn't seen them in a few years. And I saw them at the grocery store, and I was like, "Hey guys!" And they were like,
"Who are you?"
And they like just pushed their cart, and then like I ran into them again at in the next aisle, and like they didn't say anything, but they looked at me, and I didn't say anything, and I text my husband, and I go, what happened to them? They used to be so nice, and he's like, they don't know it's you.
Right.
And so on the third aisle, they were like, Amber? I was like, yes,
No way.
it's me.
That's
so
crazy.
I guess when people, I have friends who were friends with me through the entire process. And for them, it was so gradual, they almost didn't
really
notice.
yeah.
Nobody ever would say like, oh my God, did you lose weight? Like that saw me every day.
Right.
It was the people who didn't see me for the
For a
5
long time,
years who are like shocked.
Isn't that something though? I mean, that you weren't even recognizable to people.
Yeah, so I told my husband a huge lie. I said, I'm just going to do one pageant. It'll be fun. And it's funny because Mrs. America, my friend April Uhler, she won in 2011. She told me, you should do a pageant. You would be great. And she told me that when I was almost 300 pounds. I go, they're never going to pick me. She goes, no, pageantry has changed. They want people who are going to be, good ambassadors and relatable and can talk to people.
That actually begs a question. I think you and I were talking. I was talking about somebody about this the other day. Do you think that it's appropriate that we have gone from, trying to get away from fat shaming, which is wrong, but actually glorifying being overweight and unhealthy? Do you think that that's appropriate in the media today?
I don't know. That's a great question. This is like a pageant level question.
You didn't practice.
I better get here. I think as long as someone's happy and healthy and they're doing their best, a lot of times people have, diabetes or issues, or they're on medicine that makes them gain weight. So like, I know for me, I just was an overeater. And there was nothing medically wrong with me. I just love food. I still love food. One of my pageant questions one time was, what's your favorite restaurant? And I said McDonald's, and everybody laughed.
Oh my gosh.
But I love McDonald's. I'm like my McDonald's knows me. They're like, hey, Amber. I'm like, hey. They're like, you're here today. And they always compliment me. I was on the phone with my friend, and they were like, you look so good today. Well, you hope you have a good day. And my friend's like, I never get complimented at McDonald's. I'm like, you're not a regular. You're not on my level. So I've lost the weight, but I still indulge. I still have fun. It's just more portion
Moderation.
control for me
moderation,
now.
everything in moderation.
But so I did, April talked me into going for this pageant. I lost the weight. I did Mrs. Florida in 2024 and I won. And then I won Mrs. USA. And then I went to Mrs. Universe with 125 other contestants from all over the world. It was such
And you won.
It was such an incredible once in a lifetime event.
That's so cool.
So, the Mrs. Universe 2026
All right.
pageant ambassador.
So
And it was incredible.
tell us, what do you have to report for us as our
Okay.
official entertainment correspondent
I'm excited
on your first
about
episode?
this. I don't know about you, but people are fascinated with the Titanic. Even my kids, they ask me, can we watch Titanic, the movie? And so they're 6, 8, and 10. And this last weekend, I was like, yeah, let's watch it. And I forgot, like,
The scene in the car.
I forgot all the scenes.
The steamy scene in the car.
The spitting scene.
oh my God.
The scene where he's teaching her to spit over the balcony,
Oh, yeah.
and then my kids are like, and I'm like, no. And all of this, and then like you forget how horrible it is at the end, and like the lady's floating in the water with the baby and stuff, and I was like, oh, I should not have so we fast forwarded a lot. We got done with that 4-hour movie in like an hour and 20 minutes. And so the Titanic exhibit is here in Tampa. I've gone to it before. It was here about 10 years ago. And it's such a good time. When you arrive, you get given a boarding pass to board the Titanic, and it has someone's name, age, occupation, whatever they know about that person, if they were alone, if they were with friends, family, if they were first, second, or third class. And then you go through the exhibit, and at the end, you find out if you
made it or not.
If you made it or not.
Isn't that something?
So I made it and my husband didn't when we went 10
You're
years
a widow.
ago. I know. Well, he wasn't my husband. He was some other guy. He was a third class passenger. We knew he was doomed as soon as we saw the ticket. But I was a second class lady and I made it.
Wow.
And so some of the fun things you get to do, you get to touch the water. They have the water, the temperature that it was when they went under. And it's free. It's like takes your breath away. They have like a giant iceberg. They have the room you walk into, like where Jack meets Rose by the clock with the stairs. They have real artifacts. So that is here until August 16th.
And where is it?
It's down on Dale Mabry. You can go to Titanic Tampa Bay and you can look it up, but it's on Dale Mabry. Tickets are $22. So it's a good time, something fun for the family to do.
And you would highly recommend it then. For you, it's definitely a thumbs up.
I mean, they have the railing. They have the railing, and you can go stand on it and say, "I'm the king of the world."
I did it when it was here. I think it was at the Mahaffey Theater a few years ago. Yeah, you went to it back then.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, and I did it. It was cool.
Yeah, I would like to. Cool. I would definitely.
Yeah, you should go.
Definitely, for sure.
Some of the things they had on display back then were like plates, glasses, shoes. So, some things that like just really make you think about the humanity of it.
It really hits home.
Yeah. So that's one fun thing that people can do.
Okay. What else you got for us?
Okay. 10 years ago, in Disney, at the Grand Floridian Resort, they used to have a beach. And every night people would go out and set up lawn chairs and like blankets and sit by this lake water and get ready to watch the fireworks show. And unfortunately, there was a little boy. He was 2 years old. His name was Lane Graves, and he was just sort of like pattering in the water. You know, he wasn't actually swimming in the water. He was just sort of.
It's shallow right there.
Just shallow. You know how you walk in the water and you get kick around and stuff. And out of nowhere, an alligator came up and grabbed him. And his dad was right there and tried to wrestle the alligator, but the alligator got away and the child drowned. And so since then, the Grand Floridian, put up barriers, they put up signs. There's signs in all the waterways now that there might be wildlife and alligators, which there weren't before. But since then, the Florida Fish and Wildlife have been called and removed 414 alligators from Disney property.
Wow.
And so the big question is that
appropriate?
Is that appropriate? A lot of people on one side, I mean, I personally think the world's happiest place should not include alligators.
Okay, wait, now that's starting a whole new debate. Do you really think it's the world's happiest place?
I mean,
it's magical. I do feel it's very.
Yeah, but the magic stops when we quit pulling out your credit card.
Oh, see, that is a whole.
Oh, you mean the magic stops when you pull out your credit card?
No, that's when it starts. It stops when you put it up.
That is a whole other debate.
Magic ain't free,
But I do feel it's a very, very, very special place for me anyway. But so with the alligators though, so the debate is people are saying. Some people
that
say
Disney bought swampland in Florida for pennies on the dollar, and alligators are there, and it's their habitat. I think that alligators and people don't mix. And so what we don't know is what they're doing with these alligators. What did they do with the 414 alligators?
Well, they're not, they're only endangered because they don't want to take alligators off the endangered species list because too many people can't tell the distinction between an alligator and a crocodile. And there are only about 1,000 crocodiles in the state of Florida. I think it's the only place in the country where we have crocodiles.
We have crocodiles?
We have crocodiles.
So and there's like less than 1,000 of them.
New fear level unlocked.
So they're worried that if they took the alligators off the endangered species list, that people would accidentally shoot crocodiles.
Yeah.
So that's the only, because there's like 2 million alligators in the state of Florida alone. They're not endangered
I
any
kind
longer.
of thought 414 in 10 years wasn't that many.
No, it's not.
People are shocked by the number, but I kind of expected it to be like 1,200.
And the reason why people really are talking about it now again. I mean, that was such a horrible, horrific story. I mean,
terrible story.
But because it is close to 10 years, right? It is a 10-year
anniversary of that.
Yeah.
I can't, as a parent, I just can't imagine with the grief that those people must have gone through, and just, wow. Just, it's so horrific.
It's so horrific.
I think they were on vacation from the Midwest.
Yeah,
I think
like
Wisconsin,
Ohio or
or
Wisconsin,
something.
yeah.
And that, I'm sure, wasn't anything that they ever imagined would happen. And you have to think, people from the Midwest don't have alligators or crocodiles. So coming down here, that's not something that's even in their mind.
You're not even thinking about.
I grew up in Indiana, and everybody swam in lakes. You would have, diving boards into the lake. You would have ropes you would swing off of into the water, and never did it ever dawn on me that there would be anything dangerous in the water until I moved down here and people told me.
Guess what?
Like, if there's water in Florida, you have to assume there's alligators.
Even in a pool.
Even in a pool.
But people from other countries, people from...
They don't know.
They have no idea. No idea whatsoever. So, I mean, I'm glad they put up the signs. I'm glad they put up the barriers.
Just by looking at, the story, what have you found? Do you feel like more people are for removing the alligators, or have you found that more people think that's swampland and shouldn't
leave them alone?
Leave them alone.
I feel like from the comment section I read, more people felt like they deserved to be there.
Oh, they deserve to be there.
Yeah, like they should
be
alligators removed, or if they are removed, they should be being rehomed. Which
rehome a gator.
We do have Gatorland.
It's the Gator Rescue.
Has anyone been to Gatorland?
Yeah, and up near Jacksonville or St. Augustine.
No, it's more by Orlando.
Oh,
it's kind of in between Orlando and Cape Canaveral.
Okay, I haven't been to that one. I've been to one.
I haven't been to it.
You can feed the gators, and they do a gator wrestling in front of everybody.
Oh my goodness! Really? Oh gosh.
Yeah, the Indians down in Collier County do that.
Really?
The Miccosukee Indians do. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm more likely to go to the Titanic exhibit
than Gatorland.
Gatorland.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and then my last topic is it's the 10-year anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting. And it's crazy to me that it's been 10 years. Yeah. It feels like it really just happened. I know we had 3 people from the Tampa Bay area who were involved in it when it happened. One of them, she was shot many times in the bathroom while the gunman was in there taunting her. But she was secretly on the phone with 911, and she was I don't know if she was I can't remember if she was a nurse or if she was someone who is a first responder on an ambulance, but she had some sort of training, so she was helping triage people and things like that. And the story I remember most, besides all the devastation, is that the coroner would not keep the gunman's body in the same building morgue, at morgue
with all the victims.
Yes.
Really?
I really thought that
that's a classy thing to do.
That was an interesting stand to take that I'd never heard before. It had never even occurred to me that in some sort of mass shooting like that everybody would go to the same place.
Yeah.
And so that's one story that stuck with me.
Yeah, he did the humanitarian thing, really. And what was it, 49 people? I think it was the deadliest shooting here.
In Florida ever.
Yeah. Horrible.
That's terrible.
Yeah, horrible. But to your point, Amber, it's I can't believe it's been 10 years. How
my husband tried to reach out to the mortician, but he retired.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wanted to do a story on a 10 years later thing, and he reached out to the first responder woman who was in the bathroom who was shot herself, and she said she used to give interviews, but she's done now. She's moving on. She said it's not helping her healing.
Yeah.
So,
that's cool. You got to respect that.
Yeah, but.
Well, those are great stories, Amber. We're looking
There's
forward
a little taste.
Looking forward to being here with us every week now.
A little taste on the pulse check, and thank you so much for having me.
No, absolutely. And we always say we would love to get the viewers' feedback on
I want to know what they think they should do with the alligators.
I do too. And so maybe we could talk about that. To see if we get any feedback. But we can't, of course, answer without talking about how many colors are in my shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes.
Yes.
The monogram she has on, the Louis Vuitton monogram. You have to
hold it up for the camera.
Hold it up.
So the monogram is Louis Vuitton's monogram is classic. It dates back 100 years, but this has 33 different shades on it. And
33.
so it matches with everything.
Everything.
There are not 33 shades
Now,
on
this
this
is,
shoe.
this is a small swath of the monogram.
There are
It comes
33,
in a
yeah.
big piece of
Yes.
fabric,
I
like a
see.
big piece of canvas. And so you're only seeing a tiny bit.
But they say you can wear anything with the amount
So
of monogram
those shoes
patterns
paid
and-
for themselves.
Yes, exactly.
Depends on
How
who's
long have you
paying.
had them?
I honestly, okay, so I have shoes forever and ever and ever. I believe I got these for a Mother's Day present when Sammy, who is 19 now, when she was 1 year old.
Oh, wow, you've had those shoes that long?
And they're still cool. They're
Wow,
still relevant.
Yeah, you got your money's
They
worth.
still work.
Maybe. I don't know how much you paid for them.
So
Probably
18
not.
years old.
18 years old. Yeah, and
Who has shoes for 18 years?
Okay, so Amber would appreciate this because, and I promise we'll quit talking about shoes, but this is
Please,
this
because
is-
every
no.
man that watches
Okay,
the
but
show
this
is
a
walking
great
away right
Jameson.
now.
No!
This is a great Jameson story too. So speaking of old shoes, my first Mother's Day, I got my first pair of Christian Louboutin shoes. Sammy again is 19. So she was just born in May, May 23rd, and so it was like right before she was born. So your husband said, "Wow, how much did you love that gift?" And I said, "I loved it." And so he has subsequently bought you, I know, the red bottom shoes. I know this is probably over your head, right?
I have no
Okay.
idea what we're talking
You have
about.
no idea what we're talking about?
Okay, this story is sad. He bought me a pair of Christian Louboutins. I'd never had shoes like that ever. They're like black patent leather shoes. They have the red sole bottom, so everybody knows. And so they're expensive.
Why do you
They're
care what
expensive.
color your soul is?
Because then you know that they're Christian Louboutins.
Come on,
It's like it's brand recognition. It's brand recognition. And
Are
so-
people looking at the soles of your feet?
Yeah,
When?
I always notice when people have red
Red,
bottoms
yeah,
on. They're
when
red.
you're-
They catch your attention as they're walking away. You
Oh my
can't help
God.
but see it.
And how much do you pay for these?
Oh, you don't even want to know.
I don't know
Okay.
how much he paid for them, but what I know is he bought them for me before I had kids. And so after I had kids,
They didn't fit.
I gained a bunch of weight. I lost the weight, and they still don't fit. My feet got bigger when I weighed 300 pounds, and they never went back down again.
I got a tip for you.
I went from an 8 to a
I
9.
got a tip for you. On your way home today, stop by Home Depot and get a can of
No.
red Rust-Oleum and just paint the
No, you
bottom
know
of your
what?
shoes.
Okay, this is we don't have to talk about it anymore.
$6.99.
No, you know what?
I
People were
already
doing
have it.
that, and they got into huge trouble. You're not allowed. If you're caught, you're not
Is
allowed.
it copyright?
Yeah.
Trademark.
I
Trademark infringement.
Trademark.
I don't know if they sell it anymore, but I bought a little tub of paint that matched exactly, because what I didn't realize, is that you buy these shoes for the sole, but it really is just painted on.
Ah.
It's not solid. Like, you know how
That's
like
funny.
if you
It's
cut
not
the leather,
colored
you
leather.
would.
Yeah.
It's not under the leather, so as soon as you step foot off of carpet onto anything,
Yeah, it's gonna scrape 'em
it
up.
scrapes them all up, and they look
Right.
trashed.
Guys.
So I would touch them up.
He's done talking
You guys
about
are
shoes.
killing me with this shoe.
Okay,
talk.
how about let's talk about the roads?
The roads we can talk about. Nice. See, don't fool around. With that,
So much fun, Amber. Thank you.
every story shared
Adds another heartbeat to Tampa
from
Bay.
courage to community.
We're so proud to tell the stories that keep our communities strong.
Thanks for watching the Heartbeat,
Heartbeat of
Tampa
Tampa
Bay.
I know,
Bay.
we're all excited.
Nice.
Bless her.
That was
That
funny.
was great about the road.